We've been reconciled. I don't think sometimes, I know we don't have the full picture of what he wants. You know, it says in John chapter 12, 31 and 32, it says, now is ruler of this world cast out. I want to read it to you because it's just so good. Oh, God, you're good. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be cast out. And if I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all peoples to myself, all men to myself. What time is the judgment of the world? Now. That's what he said. Now is the judgment of this world. That word there where he says, and I will draw all men unto myself. You know, the word men in there, look, if your interpretation is true to what it should be, it will be italicized because it was not in the original text. Okay? This is deep. I want you to take a second and hear what God has to say because it will change your world. That word was not in there originally. The context of this verse was not about getting worship right, making sure that we get everything just perfect and in place. He wasn't saying, if you get it right and lift me just high enough, I'll draw all people to me. The context of this verse is about judgment. And the word men wasn't in there, so how will it read it? If I am lifted up from the earth, I will draw all to myself. All what? The verse is about judgment. Jesus was saying, if I'm lifted up, I will draw, which he knew he would be on the cross. I will draw all of God's judgment on me. Every bit of it. There will be none left over for you. God's not angry. He's not mad. Now was the time of the judgment. Jesus was standing in the now. And he took all of it upon himself. God is good. He welcomes his children. We've been reconciled. He's not angry. He's drawing us to himself, and he has no judgment to give you because he put it all on Jesus. Why do you think Jesus was so disfigured? It wasn't just about the beating. Many men had taken a beating under the Roman rule. Jesus was not recognizable because he took every sickness, every disease, and every sin on himself. And sin is ugly. Every bit of it he took so you don't have to. We paint a picture in the church that says, we offer so much grace. You can meet a man on death row and assure him that Jesus, wouldn't we? Jesus can cover this, sir. Give your heart to him and he will forgive you. We have great confidence that it doesn't matter what you've done. You can get saved and know Jesus today, don't we? But somehow we make it so much harder once we get in. Paul said, will you be saved by works? What was started by grace? It won't happen. We try so hard to be perfect. And the church world has told us, walk a very straight line because once you're in, the standard really goes up. I had grace for all these people, but not for myself. I walk around heavy, oh God, now that I'm saved, you know? I mean, there were sins that someone would say, well, were you a Christian when it happened? Why? We offer less grace for the children than we do for the ones outside? Have you ever heard that? Well, I'm sure that was bad, but were you a Christian? Then you weren't a Christian then. It's okay. Well, no, but I'm a child of the King. Does he give less grace to his children? It doesn't make any sense. We have been